when you hear of these special events that allow greater divine intervention and allows the spiritual hierarchy to look and see at everything that's going on and when to and where to use that time frame, as announced in the Ascending Hearts Conclave. This 7 sacred weeks, again, it's all about Emmanuel being given an opportunity to release more light, to bring more light to the world. And what did you hear? And the great divine director opened conclave. The light has prevailed. Enough are finding their way home. It was always the reason for the 7 sacred weeks, that Emmanuel and the masters working with him could pour more light into the minds and hearts of the people and move them towards a constructive way of life. A light that eventually would shine within their hearts and even lead them to discover their true spiritual nature. And so, in keeping with this, did you hear this conclave? This conclave, the mothers of Abraham, the mothers of David, the mothers of the ascended house of David, all the way back to the house of Melchizedek, to the house of Abraham. Ascended beings, I've always said, you only know approximately 200 of your ascended family. There's many more. But this 7 sacred weeks, while the 49 masters pour the light of their ascended master consciousness and presence, all in the name of the ascended Jesus Christ, to expand the light of the Christ to this world, the mothers. And the great outpouring will be led by the 3 women in Jesus Christ's life. His mother, Mary Magdalene, and his grandmother. And these 3 mothers are going to have behind them all the ascended mothers, all the way back to the house of Abraham. And they will work through all the ascended masters' outpouring. I've not talked about her often. I won't say her name. The messenger knows who she is. I know who she is. You only have to watch your motion picture, The Life Story of Moses, and you know her name. She was Moses' wife, whom Moses loved so deeply. And I will just say that Moses' wife will stand, you see, to your hearts, just as you imagine. We call a ring of angels around you. And then we call another inner ring of angels, and another inner ring of angels. So as you understand space, even the hierarchy will gather, and another greater level will gather within and above and even more. And so the mother that it was the wife of Moses will stand and oversee this tremendous outpouring of the 7 sacred weeks. The goddess of Venus will release so much of her cosmic love supreme. So what do you do in the 7 sacred weeks? You're conscious. I do feel there is a file, is that right? It is updated on the website where people can go to the resource section and go to the 7 Sacred Weeks page. And there's probably something to click on, and you will see the days, the date, and the masters. So the whole idea is that you take a special few moments every day. You see, but remember, the foci is the light of the Christ, the light of the world, that every ascended master listed is participating in. But understand there's a hierarchy above that. From the mothers of Jesus to the mothers of Abraham, and all the time in between, in that 7,000-year period that will overlight and release the great love of the mother's presence through the light of the Christ. Releasing the love of the mother's presence through the light of the Christ. And so if you take a precious few minutes every day to connect, to acknowledge the 7 sacred weeks, acknowledge the great outpouring of light to the world, acknowledge that there are probably divine interventions you're not aware of, welcome them all. Acknowledge the outpouring of the Master of that day. And then acknowledge the great love of the Ascended Master's presence that is pouring forth through the light of the Christ. Acknowledge this. Offer your deep gratitude, for behind the 7 sacred weeks is thanksgiving, thankfulness, gratitude. Pour your love. The Master of the Day doesn't even want your love and gratitude. It's all to go to Emmanuel, that he can use that to pour more light to the world. Pour your love. Take a minute. Pour the love of your own Christ being to the ascended Jesus Christ, to all who stand in, to the masters who are pouring forth their ascended master blessings. And then welcome the love of the mother's presence to just pour through the light of the Christ. And then shift yourself. Become still. Become open. Become receptive. Here I am, in celebration of the light that has come to the world, the 7 sacred weeks. And with the understanding I have this year, in pouring my love and gratitude, I sit quietly for the next few minutes to open and receive the great outpouring that is the love and the light of this very special 7 sacred weeks. Do you understand? There are things I cannot tell you probably until February, March, that are going to be done in the 7 sacred weeks regarding the end of the age of man and the coming of the age of Christ consciousness. Now, dear hearts, be clear. This does not mean duality is going to disappear on December 22nd. You have to change your dimensional reality. The light of the Christ that comes forth through each of you is going to release perfection to this world. The duality of the age of man will lessen and lessen as the perfection of the light of the Christ comes through each of you. One becomes less and the other becomes more. And I'll leave you with the words of the mighty Saint Germain. Forgive me. The mighty Sanat Kumara in the Ascending Arts Conclave, when he said, life on the planet will dramatically improve in every way as more of God, the individualized I am presence, comes forth. This is your number one priority. To allow, to invite the beloved I am presence onto this planet. to let it walk on this planet as it walked in the life of Jesus the Christ. As Sanat Kumara said, this is your mandate. It is your number one priority. Everything else is secondary now. God bless you, dear hearts. And I officially welcome you. I know it's not quite yet. It's coming up. Within less than 2 weeks, the 7 sacred weeks. God bless you, dear hearts. Look after that sacred triangulation. How do you look after something like that? You acknowledge 3 sons have come under divine union, divine triangulation. The sun that's growing inside me, the physical sun, and the great central sun. A mighty ray of light unifies all 3 suns. God bless you.